Hi everybody, my name is Bradley Basker. I'm part of the WashU in St. Louis class of 2014, graduated just over a year ago, and over the summer my friend Davida and I were talking about all these different life hacks that we wish we had known when we were freshmen at WashU that we picked up over the years. And as freshmen are moving in, yesterday, we really wanted to make sure that for those of you that can watch this video, you pick up on these tips and tricks that we figured out that can help you get ahead of the game, save a little bit of money, and really make the most of your WashU experience. So I apologize in the interest of time. I didn't really organize this very well in the order of priority, but if you watch the entirety of this video, you should get some pretty good life hacks that could help you out. So without further ado, let's start with the first one. Now, at WashU, you can take up to one class pass-fail a semester. That's not really a life hack. What the life hack is that you can take a class pass-fail and switch it from being a pass-fail class to being for credit up to about 3 weeks before the end of the semester. So in other words, let's say you want to take Spanish and you're not exactly sure you're going to get an A in the class and you don't want it to hurt your GPA. Start the class pass-fail, see how you do, go into it with the intention of getting an A, and if you realize you're going to get an A with about 3 weeks left in the semester, you can switch it to be for a grade. And if you realize you're going to get a C+, which is good enough for a pass, you can keep it as pass-fail. There's literally no downside to taking a class pass-fail, with the caveat being that you can take a class pass-fail that's for your major or a core requirement. But a class like Spanish, an elective, or something like that you're not sure if you're going to do well in, take it pass-fail, and you can switch it to being for a grade up to about 3 weeks before the end of the semester. Definitely a win-win situation there. Another thing, a lot of you are going to graduate college having never had a credit card before in your name. What you should do is ask your parents to add you as a co-owner onto a credit card of theirs in your name, have them pay all the bills, and when you graduate 4 years from now, you will actually have a credit score, even though it's not really your credit card, you're just a co-owner in your name, and if you have them pay the bills, you'll come out, and when you want to get your own credit card when you start working, you'll actually be able to have a credit line of more than $500 because you'll have built up some credit over the last 4 years. Always get the lowest meal plan. I know it's a little late for that, but when you use Bear Bucks, which is like the WashU campus meal point system, you pay $1 per point. So $500 you put on your account, that's 500 points. When you sign up for a meal plan, you get less than a point per dollar. So in order to get 500 points, instead of paying $500, which you'd be able to do with Bear Bucks, instead you have to pay, let's say, $700 to get 500 points. So you want to get down, if you're going to get down to zero in your meal plan, make that be out of your own pocket with Bear Bucks versus meal points, because you're not getting one-for-one value when you use meal points at the beginning of the year. So pick the lowest plan. If you run out, you add Bear Bucks. Don't get the highest meal plan. You're not getting good value for your money there. Here's another one. Zipcar, and whatever we call it, WeCar, car share. You know, like in Uber, if you sign up, if you refer someone and they take their first ride, you get a free ride for $30. Well, with car share, it's an even better system. All you need to do is get your friends on your freshman floor to sign up for car share. Use you in the referral section, the promo code, whatever. They just have to type in your name. So Bradley Basker. And you get, as soon as they're approved, 5 free hours of driving. They don't even have to take their first drive. You would get 5 free hours. So if you refer 10 of your freshman friends to join CarShare and just make sure they put your name in the referral section of the sign-up sheet, you just got 50 hours of CarShare. I know it's already a good deal for $5 an hour, but $0 an hour is clearly a lot better than $5 an hour. In general, sign up for CarShare. $5 an hour, you go with 3 of your friends, you're paying 5 divided by 3, $1.67 an hour to go grocery shopping. It's a no-brainer. Bikes. Now, obviously, there's Bear Bikes on campus, and that's a really convenient system. But you're going to pay a little bit of a premium if you get a bike through Bear Bikes. Here's what I'd recommend, and I did this. Go to Walmart, get a $90 bike. They're not the best bikes in the world, but they do the job. They'll get you from A to B. And for about $7, you can get a 1-year warranty. And how it works is if your bike breaks down at any time over the next year, all you need to do is call up their customer service or go into the Walmart, keep the receipt, show them the bike's broken, and you get your money back excluding the $7 you paid for the warranty. In other words, you can get a risk-free bike for half the price. Bear Bikes is typically $180, if your bike breaks down, or even if anything goes wrong, you just exercise the warranty and you just got yourself back $90 essentially in cash as long as you keep your receipt. So a $7 bike versus $180. If you're willing to go out of your way and go to a Walmart, definitely do that. You can get a fine bike. Yeah, it does not need to be Bear bikes. Another thing, take gym classes. You can take up to one gym class a semester. It counts for 1 credit, pass, fail. It's a great way to get yourself into the gym, but it also counts for credits when it comes to registration. Now, how registration works is there are 4 days of registration, and whether you register on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday is dependent on how many credits you have. So if you're below a certain threshold, you'll be registering a day later. So the more credits you can get, the more likely you are to potentially register a day before. So if the threshold is anyone with above 100 credits gets to register on Monday, and anyone with 99 and below get to register on the Tuesday, and you want to register first to get in more classes, if you've got that extra gym class or two for the credits, you might be able to register on the Monday because you've had over 100 credits, whereas if you didn't have the gym classes, you're now at 98 and you're registering a day later. The same can be said with APs. Even if the AP credits aren't going to count to get you out of a class, if you did well enough, turn over that leaf and see if WashU will accept the AP as just credit, general elective credit. Because again, if you can increase the amount of credits you have to your name, it might be the difference between registering a day earlier and a day later. And that could be all it takes to miss a class, registration, and now you're on the waiting list. Here's another thing. You'll hear about Wild. Wild is once a semester. It's essentially like an all-day party. There's a concert on Brookings Quad on a Friday. People typically go pretty hard for that. There's always a saying, make sure you make it to Wild. What I would say, there's 8 Wilds. You might go abroad. Make it to at least one a year. All right? If you don't make it to the other one because, you get a little crazy, a little rowdy, that's okay. You don't want to be missing both in a year, but you don't always have to make it to Wild. All right? It's not the end of the deal. You're not going to remember that much anyway. So I would say make it to 1 out of 2 Wilds. Enjoy yourself. What else we got here? Definitely get a U-Pass. The Metrolink is a great way to get around, to get downtown, to get to Cardinals games, Ballpark Village, the mall, Richmond Heights. Get a U-Pass. Essentially, a U-Pass is a free train card that you can use for the semester just by being a WashU student. There's no reason to pay for your fares when you can, as a student, get a free pass. Just sign up, either have it mailed to you, put in your campus box, or go pick it up on North Campus. Definitely do that. It's a no-brainer. The other thing is with the Metrolink, it has a schedule online with a PDF with a minute-by-minute train schedule. I have found over 4 years that train schedule is so on point within a minute. So if it says a train's coming eastbound at 8:06, it'll be there no later than 8:07 without fail. I don't know how they do it. St. Louis definitely has its downsides, but it's a pretty reliable PDF. Look it up before you go to the train station, because otherwise you could wait 20 minutes for a train when you could have easily, looked up the schedule, and before you know it, you're, walking in on a train as it's pulling in because you actually did your homework. What else can I tell you? Joining a frat. I wasn't in a frat, so I'm being completely honest here about my opinions, but I'm going to try to be objective. You don't have to be in a frat. All right, being in a frat is great. You make a lot of friends. It's a great way to network. It's a good thing down the road to get a job, to just meet people. It's a great way to access people of the other gender. I think there's a lot of benefits to being in a frat. I wasn't in a frat. That was a personal decision I made. I think about it a lot. But my point that I want to make here with thinking about a frat is definitely go first semester, try out some parties, see what it's like, start meeting some upperclassmen if you can, hearing about their experiences. But at minimum, try to join your own fraternity, even if it's not a Greek fraternity. So whether that's an a cappella fraternity or, a chess club. When I say fraternity, I mean some sort of group of people with a common interest that you can rally around in and fall back on it for a group of, social friends. Doesn't mean it has to be a Greek frat. Doesn't have to be SAE or Alpha Phi or whatever. The point is find some group that has a structure that can be your own fraternity in quotations. And then you're okay. It's great to have, the individual friends here and there, but I think sometimes it's nice to have a larger collective group of friends that have a common interest that you hang out with, I don't know, once or twice a week, doing whatever, frisbee, intramurals, painting, something like that. Find your own fraternity. A couple tips and tricks for things on the loop. My recommendations for food: if you want sushi, Blue Ocean Sushi, all you can eat, $22, outstanding. You definitely get the second level. House of India is down the road on Del Mar, $9.99 lunch special, all you can eat Indian, tremendous value, outstanding food. Definitely would recommend that. Drunken Fish is a restaurant in the Central West End, kind of Asian sushi, stir fry, really popular. They have Groupons all the time, usually $25 you pay for $50 worth of food. So check regularly on Groupon to see if Drunken Fish has something there. Get the rewards card for the Froyo places, Orange Leaf, Froyo, and Tutti Frutti. In other words, if you get 10 ice creams, you get a free ice cream after that. So go with your friends, have them punch it, keep it with you in your wallet, and before you know it, you're racking up, Froyo points. Moving on to some academic life hacks. RPM stand for Residential Peer Mentors, and what they are students that are sophomores, juniors, or seniors that did really well on whatever class they're going to be tutoring on, and they get paid to a couple times a week sit in the lower section, the lobby of random dorms, which are on a schedule, and sit there and help you out with homework. So whether that's calculus or physics or writing, they're just sitting there looking to help you. So you would be silly to think of it as, oh, I'm not that smart, I'm embarrassed to go to you as an RPM. They want to help you. They're literally getting paid to sit there and help you out. They might be able to help you with your homework, study for an exam, review a paper. Definitely take advantage of that system in place. That's what it's there for. I honestly, there is zero stigma with going in RPM and asking for help. It's almost like if you don't do that, you're not making the most of your experience and you're not getting the most out of your class. And if you fall behind, in class, you have no excuse. You got to go and use your RPMs. And there's a schedule online. Use them. They might even be able to give you an answer here and there that you managed to slip out of them. You can also get a free tutor out of Cornerstone. Now those Cornerstone tutors are, they could be. It's not as formal in terms of where they are each day. You reserve a tutor. They pair you up, let's say for calculus. They come to your dorm. They come to wherever the Duck, wherever you'd like to have it. They get paid for the hour. You get a one-on-one session with them. Again, win-win situation. No one has to know about it, and even if they did, honestly, again, you're not paying for the tutor. Just get it. If you're falling behind in the class, get a tutor at Cornerstone. It's one of the best things you can do. And also, take advantage of TA hours. So there may be a class that's a 400-person class, and you just aren't able to get to your teacher's office hours. Use the TA hours. So few people show up to them, and once a week for an hour, they're just going to be standing there answering questions about curriculum. And again, they got A's in the class, so they know what they're talking about. They know what the teacher's looking for. They have inside information that can help you out. They're not going to give you answers, but they're going to give you some hints. And, depending on the TA, you may get some, fun and useful information. Speaking of teachers' office hours, definitely make an effort to find a couple teachers each semester that you really want to invest in a relationship with. That means engaging in class so they know who you are, contributing, answering questions, asking questions, but go to their office hours. Ask them out to lunch randomly. They want that. Think about a class where a teacher just has no relationship with the students. It gets boring. There was interaction, they enjoy it. It's the same way the other way around. Teachers want to get to know you. And ultimately, if you need a recommendation for medical school or a job, a teacher is a great one. And so find one or two each semester that you really take an initiative to get to know and watch the benefits. Because at the end of a semester, if you're on the border of an A- and a B+, and there's a little discretion involved for participation or something like that, it'll make all the difference in the world. I bet you the teacher that knows you by first name and that realizes that you work hard, you take initiative, you've contributed in class, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt and you're going to get the A. So absolutely make every effort you can to find a couple teachers that you enjoy and a subject matter that you enjoy and invest in a relationship with them. I still am in touch with a few of my teachers. It'll also allow you to potentially be a TA for the class. So if you do well, the teacher knows who you are, they're more likely to staff you as a TA in their class than someone who they have no idea who they are, but they did well in the class. They want people that they can trust, and if they get to know you on a personal level, you're more likely to get the nod. Another thing, Southwest Airlines. There's a full terminal at Lambert in St. Louis for Southwest, so I imagine a lot of you are going to be flying Southwest. So listen up closely for this life hack. I know it's buried at the 15-minute mark. Southwest has a change policy which makes it completely free and riskless to change your flight. So let's say you think you're going to come back for Thanksgiving on the Tuesday night. Book the flight that you think you might want to take. If, let's say, you realize that you have an exam Tuesday night and you need to come back Wednesday, you can switch your flight, no problem. You just pay the fare difference, and if the price has gone down, you get the credit. So you can change your flight from a Tuesday night flight to a Wednesday, no problem. No other airline is like that. But here's the real life hack. Let's say you book your flight for the Tuesday night at $230, all right? A couple weeks later, you check the flights again, and you've already booked, and you realize that that exact same flight has gone down to $195. You can almost game the system, and you can change the flight that you're on, the Tuesday night flight for $230. You can change the flight to be the exact same flight, and you would pocket the $35 difference. Because what's going to happen is you're going to pick the flight you're on, you're going to type in the confirmation number, you're going to click change flight. Then you're going to pick the date you want to fly on, and when you pick the flight you want to switch to, click the exact same flight, and what's going to happen is you're going to use the credit from the $230 to pay for the $195 one, and that's going to leave $35, which you can use on a subsequent flight as travel funds. So again, book flights right away. When you think you have an idea of when you're going to go on Southwest, there is no downside because you can cancel the flight, get the credit, you can change the flight and pay the difference, or get the credit if it's a cheaper flight, or change the flight to be the exact same flight if it has a fare difference. I'm not sure if that made sense. Happy to explain that a little bit more, but again, always keep the confirmation number for these flights handy. That's all you need to rack it up. A couple other tips. Try the taco salad at the Duck. Between 12 and 1, it's going to be a little crazy, but the taco salad is an absolute game changer. You don't even need to pay for the extra guac. If you do, that just takes it to the next level. If you can avoid taking Friday classes, avoid Friday classes, even if it means loading up Monday to Thursday. It's just nice to be able to take long weekends. You can go up to Chicago. You can relax. You can catch up on work, especially for interviews. Having Friday off to travel for interviews is great. What else we got here? Get Amazon Student. Amazon Student essentially is going to give you for 6 months free 2-day shipping, just like Amazon Prime, but it's free with a student email address. So just use your at WashU.edu. Watch the free shipping come in. Speaking of free shipping, I'm not going to say don't buy books from the campus bookstore, but you're never going to pay more for books than you are at the campus bookstore. So either rent from the campus bookstore or use online retailers. Buy these books secondhand or rent online. And a lot of the places online that you buy from, you can sell back. Obviously, you're not going to get the same price when you sell back that you bought it at, but you can at least make some money back. You don't get great return when you try to sell your books back to the WashU library. Obviously, it's more convenient, but don't worry about the first 2 weeks of the semester. Teachers aren't going to get mad at you if you don't have the book. It's expected because you have that testing out period where the classes aren't finalized. That's when you can take the time to get books shipped to you rather than buying them at the WashU library to save a few dollars. I think that's pretty much it for now. Happy to give you a few more ideas if you're interested, but I think this video is over almost 20 minutes. I've just been totally speaking to myself for 19 of them, so hope you watched it. Happy to explain a little bit more what I'm talking about, but remember, the Southwest policy, get the credit card, refer your friends to CarShare, buy a bike at Walmart, get a U-Pass. The other thing that I definitely want to say is, honestly, join groups during the activities fair, even if you're not sure that you want to do it. All right, there's no downside. Dip your feet, go to the first meeting of all these organizations, see if you want to do it, try it out. If you don't, that's fine. That's fine. But just know it is kind of hard to get off the listserv. So be careful. Don't spread your email out too much because you may never get off the listserv. But don't feel like you're committing too much time or too much if you sign up for 15 different organizations. Obviously, you're not going to be able to contribute to all those and you're going to drop out, but at least try it out, because it's very easy to just focus on your work, but that's not the way to make the most of freshman year. Get out, expose yourself to a few different items and experiences, and see what happens. Last thing is start to think about intramural sports teams if you're interested in sports. Good teams get, snatched. The good players get snatched up early. A lot of people do freshman floor teams, but I'm not sure I would recommend that necessarily if you're really competitive, because you may not get the best team. So start to talk to the people. If you're on a club soccer team, put together an intramural club soccer team. Intramural team with your club soccer friends. That's how you're going to get a good team. And that's pretty much it. I'm totally blanking right now. Hope everyone enjoyed this. Not even sure if this was coherent, but again, best of luck with freshman year. Reach out to me with anything you need. I am very happy to share some of my opinions, advice, secrets, life hacks, and let me know what you think about this video. Thank you.